You know, as a child, I spent a lot of time scared. A real fraidy cat with a vivid imagination. I was afraid of the dark, of a nuclear attack, of snakes, of mean Miss Mary Lee, who looked like a bulldog, and of white men roaming around in white sheets. I grew up in a black, segregated community in Alexandria, Virginia, just outside of the nation's capital. Although I lived only 10 miles from the White House, my world in the late 50s and 60s were influenced more by the crazy politicians about 100 miles down the road in Richmond who were determined to keep Jim Crow alive and well. By the time I started school in 1958, Virginia still was refusing to comply with the Brown decision mandating integration of public schools. As a result, my older sister Vicki and I were bused across town to an all-black separate and supposedly equal school, even though we lived within blocks of an all-white school. My badass 25-year-old mom finally got fed up and decided to break through the status quo when she raised her hand to join with several other African-American families in a lawsuit against the city of Alexandria for dragging its feet. The courts handed the families a victory, but there was growing concern about how we would be received at the new school. The black community was on edge. Most families had turned down invitations to join the lawsuit, concerned about violence. The fear was spilling out even on the playground. On our last day at our old school, one of the third grade bullies, who always smelled like pea and pickle juice, taunted Vicki. My mama said, y'all must think y'all too good for your own good. You better watch out. Those white folks gonna take you somewhere and nobody's gonna find you. Although Vicki held back the tears until we boarded the bus, the funky-ass bully hit a nerve. Everyone we knew had heard about the 1955 abduction and murder of 14-year-old Emmett Till in Mississippi. Pictures in Jet magazine of his open casket and his swollen, bruised head gave black children all over America nightmares. As the first day of school approached, I was getting really scared. I mean, it didn't help that the organizers felt that they needed to prepare us for the worst. They warned us that we might be faced with a mob of angry white folks with signs who might block the school door, might call us the N-word, even push or spit on us. We were to look straight ahead and remain our commitment to nonviolence. Well, when my mother heard those spitting parts, she went ballistic. Well, anyway, hold on. Let me tell you one goddamn thing. If anybody spits on any one of my girls, I'm gonna kick their fucking ass. Non-violence or non-violence, I just won't have it. Vicki and I just sat back and giggled, knowing these people just don't know how crazy my mom is. Start messing with her girls. So although the first day of school went peacefully with no angry mobs or mom needing to kick anybody's ass, both Vicki and I made a pact to stay on high alert for any suspicious Klan-looking kidnappers. Vicki helped by reassuring me that we likely could probably outrun any old men bogged down by white sheets. So while Vicki focused on the Klans, I had another group of white folks I was worried about, the Russians. It was the height of the Cold War, and America was on alert. And the thought of getting blown up by Russian bombs really scared me. The fear seemed even more real at my new school, where civil defense drills were routine and the school basement was designated as an official bomb shelter. I overheard two teachers talking. "I don't know why they make us go through these drills," whispered one teacher. "When the bomb hits the Pentagon, we're all going to be blown up anyway." Well, that's all I needed to develop a serious Pentagon phobia. So whenever my family would go into DC to visit relatives, as we passed the odd-shaped building, I would get the heebie-jeebies and cover my eyes. It was a scary, mysterious building, which is why in my 6-year-old confused mind, I couldn't understand why Jewish people used it for a church. You see, Jewish people were the first and only white people who didn't scare the shit out of me. It was members of the Alexandria Jewish community who played a critical role in the local civil rights coalition, which helped organize, fund, and publicly support the court case. But their support didn't stop there. Once we were enrolled in the new school, several Jewish Georgetown University law students even came to our house every week, and they tutored a small group of us throughout our first year to make sure we were academically prepared. They brought us the best chocolate I ever tasted, games, and most importantly, they brought me a hefty dose of self-esteem. They kept saying over and over again, "Judy, when you go to college, when you go to college." They said it so many times that I started to believe it. Well, even Mama, who I have to admit just didn't like most white people, seemed to make an exception for Jewish people. "You can trust them," she would often say. "They will stand with us. They know. They know." I didn't have a clue of why they were standing with us, what they knew, and to be honest, how you could tell a Jewish person from another white person. But based on their chocolates and how good the tutors made me feel, I decided then and there that all Jewish people must be nice. So I remember feeling really nervous and confused when my mother explained that the Jewish tutors didn't go to a church like our Baptist church. So when she told me in her uniquely creative Southern drawl where they did go, my young ears heard something sinister, something different. And I remember feeling afraid for my new tutor friends, and especially Miss Talish, my white first grade teacher. You see, Miss Talish had a lot to do with my growing comfort at my new school. It was Miss Talish who complimented me on my penmanship and told me over and over again how smart I was. One Friday afternoon, when finally it was my turn to be her weekly helper and putting the chairs on the table after school, she asked me if I was going to Sunday school on Sunday and what church I attended. "Yes, ma'am, I go to Oakland Baptist Church just down the road." Then remembering what my mother shared with me, I quietly asked her, "And are you going to the Pentagon to pray?" She looked at me strangely. "Pentagon, Judy? Why do you think I'm going to go to the Pentagon?" Well, my mama told me that all Jewish people every Saturday go to the Pentagon to pray. She burst out laughing. "Honey, I think your mama said synagogue, not Pentagon. Jewish people pray at the synagogue. And why do you think I'm Jewish anyway?" Well, I knew better than to say, "Because you're white." So I told the other truth part, "Because you're so nice." She laughed again, but this time reached over and hugged me. "Well, honey, I'm a Methodist." And us Methodists can be nice, too. She reached in her desk drawer and handed me a piece of chocolate. I remember being a little confused. The Methodist chocolate tasted just as good as the Jewish one. So you see, life today comes full circle. I still have a fondness for chocolates and for those Jewish folks who stood with us when no one else would. I'm still scared as hell of Russians and white men in white sheets.